Well, shit. That's not good. Well, it happens. Got hit by a rock the other day and got the crack. So, I've got the new windshield on order. Should be here this coming week. It's currently Saturday. I ordered it Wednesday, Thursday. Anyway, that made me think, you know what? Maybe it's time for a 3-year review on the car. I've had it just over 3 years now. You know, what's it been like to drive this thing daily for 3 years? Let's get into it. Welcome back, you guys. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. Going for a bit of a drive up to Lockport. May or may not stop for ice cream, I don't know. Figured I'd bring you along. And, you know, it's been just a couple of weeks past 3 years that I've owned this car. Figured I'd give you a bit of a review, go over prices and costs and such that have incurred since I bought the car. And just an overall, you know, a catch up. If you haven't been following the 996 Turbo Club Sport build, kind of what the plans are. So I bought this car at the end of August in 2021. Had 88,000 kilometers on it. There's a little too much glare on my instrument cluster right now. I can't see what I'm at, but I think I put about 50,000 clicks on it, which honestly for me is not very much. I've taken this car down to California. I've taken this car to Kelowna to go visit August Motor Cars. The only time I can really say the car has let me down was the one time where I went to go get donuts, I got there, the car wouldn't start. Had my buddy Jeff come by, Decatur Wreck-It Towing, and we tried jumping the car, no luck. What it was, I had to get the driver's door replaced due to an accident, and the negative cable was left loose on the battery and it had come off. That's literally the only real time this car has let me down in any way or another. So 3 years, $2,500 a year. That's another $7,500 I've paid towards insurance now. Had to buy winter tires because Winnipeg. I opted for a set of Pirelli Soto Zeros, mostly because that was one of the only tires I could find in this size. Apparently it's hard to find 18-inch tires in a 295/30 for a 20-year-old car. Who knew? In that trip down to California, which happened in December, because when the hell else are you going to go to California if you're from Winnipeg? I went down for a fuel run. Great rally, by the way. If you get a chance, go. My windshield got cracked. And so that was an insurance claim when I got back. Luckily, my deductible is low. It's $200, which works out well because my windshield is cracked again. Hit a stone, or rather a stone hit me. Driving down the street exactly a week ago. Was real excited about that. So I've got the new windshield on order. The crack is spreading, so I should have the new windshield in, well, this is Sunday, so sometime this coming week. I did have to get the two back wheels redone because in a moment of unclarity, I did get some curb rash on them. It happens. Don't have to like it. Just got to deal with it. But overall, I'd say the major expense for this car has been fuel. Don't ask me what kind of fuel mileage I get, because if you buy any kind of a 911 or Porsche in general looking for fuel economy, you're barking up the wrong tree. You know, maintenance, when I first bought the car, I took it to the dealer for its first oil change. As much as I know the store that I bought this car from is very reputable, I just wanted to have the local dealer go through it, make sure everything was good. So that first oil change cost me $560, I believe it was. Around the $500, somewhere between $500 and $600. Needless to say, I've not been going back, especially now that I work at a car dealership myself. I trust the techs there to know what, you know, the parts of a car are, because in the end, you know, okay, yeah, it's got turbos and the engine is a uncommon configuration, but you know, it's no different than a Subaru. I need to do the coolant and the brake fluid this year before winter. Probably should do the transmission oil as well. So I'm going to do most of that myself, except the transmission oil. I'll get that done at the store, and that's going to cost me about $300. Brake fluid is cheap. Coolant, what, $40-50 for a couple of jugs of premix. So that's not terrible. I am planning on dropping the engine over a weekend this winter. I was talking with my buddy Alistair. He's got his own channel, by the way. Link below. And we are going to actually drop the engine. The valve cover seals are starting to leak, so we're going to take care of that. But more importantly, we're going to pin the coolant lines so that I can get this thing on track. I mean, if I'm doing a Club Sport inspired build, I want to be able to track the car. So, Club Sport build. First thing was the new deck lid. Not new per se. I bought it secondhand, but it's definitely an expense that I have put into this car as part of the build. It was the first major modification, and that was $1,600. So, and you know, for it's fiberglass with carbon, and the closest thing I could find, wow, another Corvette. Stacy, if you're watching this, that's 3 so far, and we're what, 5 minutes in? So fiberglass with carbon fiber, a real carbon fiber inlay. I was looking at a similar one on Amazon that was double the price, and you know, okay, so I bought it secondhand. Who cares? It looks amazing. I still have to finish up the engine lid itself, but you know, all things in time. I did the steering wheel. It converted from the factory button wheel to the paddle shift, which makes this car so much more fun to drive. I mean, right now, vlogging, it is, for all intents and purposes, a regular automatic, so when I'm just out for a leisurely cruise, I'm not looking to race anybody or anything. It's Sunday morning, and yeah, it's fun when I use it. I mean, I got spoiled by 2 previous PDK cars, or not PDK, but DCT. The S3 before this and the M4 before that. Actually 3, because before the M4 was the S4. So I've had 3 DCT cars before this, and so yeah, the shifts on those were very rapid. You got the crackle in between shifts and stuff. But for a genuine automatic, this transmission shifts very well. I mean, you would expect it to. It's out of a Mercedes, and it's been tuned by the Porsche factory to be a little more responsive. Useless bit of trivia, this is the same transmission that I had in my Mercedes E350 that I had before the S4. Sparco seats. I have them assembled now, but the seatbelt buckle, this piece down here, on these seats is actually screwed into a threaded tab on the seat itself, whereas the Sparco brackets do not come threaded. So I have to pull the passenger seat back out, take the bolt out of here, go find the correct size bolt and a nut I'm going to need, because without the bolt it's just going to fall out, or without the nut rather, it's just going to fall out. So that's taking a little longer than I would have liked, but once I have that, should take about maybe an hour or so to get everything swapped out. Doing a rear seat delete. So the seats, front and rear, are going to be for sale. The factory deck lid is also for sale. If you have a 996 non-turbo and you're looking to maybe give it a turbo look, hit me up, leave me a message. I don't know what I'm asking for any of it yet, but make an offer. The livery, I think the new livery that Modify Me did for this car really hits. The color combination of the slate gray with the matte gold. If you watch the video, you know it was inspired by the Karma Rivero I used on Gold Rush. And I've gotten nothing but compliments on it. The front hood stripes that they did, not what I had envisioned they were going to be, but at the same time, very cool. So it's sometimes you just got to let an artist do their work, and they'll come up with something that you really like. So as always, shout out to Modify Me and Joseph and his team. I need to replace the ignition switch. It's starting to stick. I have it actually in the glove box. I need to replace an O2 sensor, which I also have already. I just haven't gotten to it. And now that I know I'm dropping the engine, I'm probably just going to hold off on that, because it's just a what is the heater circuit for the O2 sensor, not particularly critical until after the O2 sensor gets warm, so not really a big deal. My traction control and ABS lights have started coming on together lately. I've done some reading, and it could be a loose connection on an ABS sensor, but also strangely it could be that the MAF sensor needs cleaning. So actually when I get home later today, I'm probably going to take care of that. Got some cleaner from work. And I do have a line on a Fab Speed exhaust for this car, which very, very good price on it. So I'm thinking about that. I'm told it might be a little louder than I want, so we'll see. I may choose to do something different. I don't know, but it's an option, because definitely need to do an exhaust. This car is just way too quiet, although at the same time keeps the cops off my butt, which is always nice, along with the kind of muted color of the car. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, the car is dead silent on startup, but it makes noise when you're under acceleration. So I don't know, maybe I'll just do some kind of a different muffler. That Fab Speed system is catless, so we'll see. Of course, the other thing is catless, then I could do a flame tune, so I'm not sure that's really my thing. I'd rather use fuel to make power than than just send it out the exhaust, but you never know. After all, YouTube is YouTube. That's pretty much it for now, anyway. I still can't see what the mileage is on this thing right now. It's about 138,000, 137,000 and change. So yeah, 50,000 kilometers, 2 very long road trips. The trip to Fuel Run was 8,000 kilometers in 8 days. Here to Calgary, Calgary to Idaho Falls to Costa Mesa, tooled around Costa Mesa for a couple of days. Then we did the rally to Vegas, drive after that, and then back home. It was very intense. Did the trip to Kelowna last year, January of 23, to visit my buddy Brett at August Motor Cars, and all kinds of local road trips with my friends, the Cars and Coffee people, and local stuff. So it's been a very good car. Oh, other maintenance items. I did have to replace the idler pulleys for the serpentine belt. The bearings were going on those, so did a video on that. Only did a video for one of them, but did both. And there was some weirdness with a turn signal, so hardly a big deal. It turned out that I just needed to readjust one of the tabs in the socket. So okay, I can do that. Otherwise, yeah, the car, and the 996 turbo has a reputation as being as reliable as a cast iron frying pan. Never really any problems to speak of. The turbos didn't have the IMS bearing problem that the non-turbo Carreras have. And yeah, it's just been a magnificent, wonderful car. The all-wheel drive still lets you play. I can do donuts in this car. The tune that was put in this car by Autologic, I would have to say, I've not driven a stock 996 turbo, so I don't know how those drive. But the drivability of that tune it's perfect. I do wish that the TCU had been modified. I don't like the learning thing that this does, where if you're tootling along in traffic, it gets slow and laggy and very soft on the shifts. But then I've got the paddles if it comes to that, and then it learns that. I may look into a new TCU for this, or reprogramming this one. I don't know. It literally only crossed my mind this minute. But anyway, overall, yeah, that's about it. After 3 years of ownership, not including oil changes, insurance, and the purchase price of the car, I think I've only spent about maybe $2,500, $3,000, if that, on some people are going to argue that it's not a supercar. When it was new, it was. And I mean, this thing will still keep up with most things today. Okay, it's not going to keep up with an Aventador or an F8 or anything like that. But for what it is, 3,200 pounds, 481 horsepower, even with this 5-speed automatic Tiptronic, it's rapid. You saw me do 0 to 60 in the winter with traction off in 4.5. Reminds me, I got to do a 0 to 60 video for summer. I'm gonna have to head down to Mexico again. But anyway, that's enough of me rambling for this video. Thanks for joining along, and make sure to like, subscribe, share, drop a comment, let me know what you think, tell me ideas you'd like for videos, and I will see you next time.